And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a.
Welcome. Whew, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Wife Review, your soon-to-be favorite female-led podcast, giving you everything fandom with a side of waifu. I am Ebony Moonbeam, and as always, I'm here with these two beautiful ladies.
Hello. So, of course, Asia Morgan. You can find me educated_angel. And you know, I always love to link up with you ladies.
Yay. We love you.
And I'm ACharOfHoney, honey char, like a jar of honey, only sweeter.
Tasty.
Love it.
Well, thank you guys for coming on Father's Day. I know that this is typically a busy day for a lot of people. So not only thank you to you guys, but thank you to all the viewers that have decided to take their time out from a family holiday to share it with us. So we have a really good show for you today. But before we get into that, you already know how it goes. Please like, share, and subscribe at the Blurred Cartel on all social media platforms, as well as Blurred Official on YouTube and blurred.com. And later on in the show, we will obviously give you all our personal socials so you can follow us and see what type of content we have to share with you guys. So before we get into our Husbando rankings, which I'm really excited for, you already know that we had to cover the Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. As you can see how I'm dressed, I'm excited. I was excited to end the show.
I see it. I love it.
Yes. So it was released on June 16th, 2023 on Netflix. It is featuring an anime original plot. Though it is unknown if the movie is officially canon yet, it does take place between the Heart Kingdom training arc and the Dark Triad invasion arc that concluded last season. It's an hour and 53 minutes of honestly nonstop action. Wouldn't you ladies agree?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into this.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're ready, I am too. So let's get into it. So, Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, it starts out 10 years in the past. So let's just let you guys know that it starts out 10 years in the past. And basically the plot is that the former Wizard King, the 27th Wizard King, Conrad Leto, is released from some type of prison. He's some type of
sealing, yeah.
And yes, he is sealed and he is back to wreak havoc, and he brings some other former Wizard Kings, and we have to watch, of course, the Black Bulls and all of the Clover Kingdom to save the Clover Kingdom. So that's basically the gist of it.
Can I just say one thing off top?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm mad Captain Yami didn't have more screen time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, I agree.
I'm upset he didn't have more screen time.
I get that, and I'm sad about that too. But in turn, I can't be too mad about that because my girl, the woman that I simp the most for when it comes to female anime characters, Mary Leona, gets so much screen time in this movie, and she is just a beast. Like, oh my gosh, I love seeing her. And you see her in the first part of the movie, younger, which was really cool, right? To see the captain so young. Like, we got to see Julius and Yami while they were still a part of the Grey Deer. So they weren't even captain. Yami wasn't even a captain yet.
Nope. Julius wasn't Wizard King yet.
Look at baby over there. So Conrad, he has taken over as Sword, that is called Elsdosia, and this sword holds the thoughts and views of former magic, not magic knights.
Wizard Kings, past Wizard
Thank
Kings,
you. I'm
stuff
like
like that.
Magic King. That doesn't sound right. Wizard Kings, and also it's he's able to store magical power from other people. He's able to steal it and use it against them.
Yep. That's diabolical for
Whew.
one.
He is definitely given villain vibes. He clearly has a god complex. I'm sure we are fighting that mech. I'm upset they didn't finish showing that fight. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into that too, because every Mary Leona fight was fire, in my opinion. Literally,
And
no
she
pun
kept pushing
intended.
her, and her opponent was supposed to be like a bad, like when she was Wizard King, they said she was known for her cruelty.
Yes. So actually, all the Wizard Kings that came back were relinquished of their title and standing because of the way they chose to rule, whether it be violence, destruction. These guys right here in this picture are insane. When I tell you wild, like how do you? Oh my gosh, this movie did its thing. It really did.
Fight scenes were
Just
amazing.
from them alone, animation flawless.
The problem I have, which I loved watching it, but it wasn't fair. Of course, it's never going to be fair. Is the fact like they're already strong past Wizard Kings, and then you have this endless supply of magic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I was like, can we stack them up anymore? Like, Jesus. But you got to watch it because the way they came through, oh. When you want to say teamwork, that's teamwork for real.
That's one of the things I really enjoyed about this movie, because it was pretty much nothing but teamwork. Nobody did anything on their own. Nobody was able to achieve anything on their own. No one lost on their own. It was a lot of team battles. There was a lot of combination spells that we got to see, and the after we leave from 10 years and we go into the present, we get into the Triumph tournament. And the Triumph Festival, which is a tournament that happens between the Magic Knights every 10 years. Mm-hmm. And in that, of course, we see familiar faces, which is fun. We see a lot of familiar faces in this. Typically, when we get anime movies, I've noticed that they're really hell-bent on adding all these irrelevant characters that we're not going to see again in the anime or in the manga. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to see all these characters that really mean a lot to Asta, which is, of course, the main character. So I thought that was
he's
really
gonna fight
cool.
for his boo thing.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. So, how do you feel about Asta's design in this particular adaptation? How did y'all think he looked?
He seemed a little more beefier in the neck for me this time around. Like, I know he's swole because he trains, but the neck to head ratio, it seemed a little off for me.
Honestly, I liked it a lot better this time around, because we are used to Asta being like this tiny little shrimp, but he does have some muscles. And then in between the hard training arc and the dark triad arc, there's a time skip, and so then he bulks up insanely, where his whole upper body is like yummy, but then everything down is still really tiny. He looked really stumpy in the arc, and it drove me insane. And I just rewatched the anime leading up to the movie, and it was just annoying the crap out of me. I was like, why did they do this? It was very much giving Meliodas, like Demon King Meliodas, when he was like laid up and everybody was talking about how bad his animation and his body proportions were. It was like that. And now I feel like they finally balanced out his his size as well as his height. Because before they kept him so short, but he was like,
True.
and now he looked good to me. He was a little fine. I was like, okay, like you're a kid, so I can't like simp for you, but
That part.
just know I see you. That is so
Okay,
bad. So, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. I can feel it in my mouth. Right, the glove was real, man. The glove was real. Oh, whew.
You know who I was excited to see? And he doesn't get a whole lot of screen time typically. Finral.
I liked it too because every time we see Federal now, we're seeing him show us a little bit more of his grit, a little bit more of his abilities, and you can tell that he is training and trying to be better. And hell, you got to after the ass whooping that you got from your own damn brother. Like that was
But
just ruthless. Like, you got to
no,
do better.
the crew rolled up like I wish you
down,
would do something else.
Right.
So
I'm still trying to figure out how long we're gonna keep this hair though. Like the side swoop with the green ombre. Like who told him green and brown was the way to go? It looks like a caramel apple on top of his head. And so yeah, that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, we got to see him like when Conrad makes it to the research lab, not a new demon slayer. It's gas for real, for real. Okay, well, we're talking about Black Clover, but it was. But we see him actually stop. He stops a move from Conrad, and he's like, and then Conrad goes, "Oh," and then he throws him across the room and slams him into a wall. But I was like, okay, look at you, I see you. And when he rescues Asta, he does some cool little, it looks more like a dimension type thing more than a portal, like a typical portal, when he saves him from Conrad in the research lab. Because they go, they go to the research lab because there's supposedly a magic item that can help defeat the former Wizard Kings. And we get to see Sekre and Sally, and they give us the lowdown that that Conrad has key magic, which this show never disappoints me with the way that they can make powers that seem like they would be ridiculous seem really cool. Like you get, when you go to One Piece and stuff, you get all these things and you're like, what is the ability? Or My Hero, those quirks, I'm like, why does he need a tail? What is the benefit in that? That's not cool. Who wants to walk around with a big ass tail? But this one, they do their thing.
And we noticed the key match, like, because they, like you said, especially the battle with Asta, and then doors everywhere. So, and for him to be like, my magic is never giving up. Like, I had a crappy type of magic or whatever. Where? Like, you built up this whole sob story for what? Because from what I'm seeing, it was dope to me. I was like, okay. But Asta gave him that imposter syndrome, though.
Yeah, he was like, we're the same. No, we are not. No, we are not. I did like that there was all these nuances between, my magic powers never giving up and stuff, and seeing them play off of that on like, no, I'm going to stand for what I believe in and never give up. And he's like, I'm going to stand for what I believe in. But I feel like the only thing that I probably would say was slight negative for me was for them to be wanting a more peaceful society where everybody respects each other and stuff like that. I couldn't, the means didn't correlate, the method didn't correlate with what they were trying to accomplish.
It wasn't just
like, how are you trying to enslave people and stuff like that in order to have people respect each other?
And it's not even enslaving. They're talking about like a whole genocide because if you don't survive, you don't survive.
and and having what's his name, the haha guy. He is such a
Oh my
punk.
God.
I'm glad that we saw him because I feel like we watching like in anime, we're used to these characters that are always down for the fight and stuff. You don't really see a whole lot of people being like, unless you're Usopp, but you're like, no, I'm trying to dip because this ain't what I want. You know what I mean?
True.
And so I think that that's a really realistic way of looking at, like, if I was a Magic Knight and I was faced against 4 other former Wizard Kings, I may try and go to the High Kingdom myself.
Yeah. I feel you.
So,
How'd you like it, Sean?
I can kind of like barely hear you, but I liked it. For someone who does not watch Black Clover, it did make me want to watch it again. I did have like questions of why the other kings did want to join Conrad. I didn't really get that. Like, even if they were bad kings, like, why did they join him? Like, what was their purpose?
Their motivation for it?
Yeah. But I did love the animation. I love seeing Yami. I love Asta. Everything I hear is like, good. So I would watch the actual anime and watching the movie. I was a little lost in the names. I did like the girl with the red hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked her. But yeah.
She's always been a beast.
Yeah. I want to cosplay her kind of now. But yeah, I did enjoy it from the little I knew about Black Clover. I enjoyed it.
That's always good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up animation again, because I'm just recently getting into anime movies where I'm like actively trying to watch the movies that are produced, and comparable to a reincarnation of a slime, the movie that came out in 2020, The Scarlet Bond. That, in my opinion, visually was probably one of the best anime movies I had seen up until that point, until I watched this one. And the fact that we got that on Netflix and not at that theatrical release shows how much time and effort and probably budget they put into giving us something so visually stunning. Give me 1 second, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so is the whole series like that? Like, it concentrates on Asta.
Yes, that it does. So basically, it concentrates on Asta for the most part, and then Uni as well, because they grew up together.
Uni was the one who
with the fairy.
Sorry
Okay.
Yeah, I like that I'm mad that we didn't get the Asta battle that we were about to get in the Triumph Festival, because Asta shows up and cloaked up, and you don't know who he is and stuff. He's going by the Masked One because he was exiled during the Dark Trial, but since they grew up together, obviously picked up on who he was almost instantly. Through a nice little magical spell, and it's instantly dispelled with the sword, and then everybody that knows about the sword knows that it's Asta, and then here we go, and then boom, here comes all the damn former Wizard Kings just ruining our one-on-one.
They did.
But I really like that. I was extremely worried going into this movie on how it was going to tie in, because we saw from the trailer that Yami was going to be in it. And so I'm like, how is Yami in this if Yami's been kidnapped and all of this stuff like that? And they did a really good job at putting it in, not only putting it in a good spot and explaining to us the time period of where it is, but they also did a really good job with the animation and the fight scenes, because after the Dark Triad invasion and him going against the Spade guy that has Lucifero as his demon, and stuff when Yami gets kidnapped. I'm like, how do you get any better than that fight? And visually, every fight in this movie was still better than that, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Can we talk about Asta's like transformation though at the end?
Yeah.
With the sword, and he had both. I was like, whoa! I like that. It may not happen again, but I like that.
So I read something online actually last night where someone was talking about how good the movie was, and someone compared that scene to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and the Spirit Bomb. And I was like, why as anime fans do we have to do this? I'm like, I get it. They gave all their magic power to the sword to help Asta out and stuff. I enjoyed it. It was funny. Like, did you see, what's his name? I can never remember his name. But the guy with the sharp teeth and the mask, that has the ash magic. Oh. He was sitting there like on the ground giving him magic like this, relaxing.
Yes. I was cracking up.
That was cool. That was really cool. The violence and destruction that these wizard kings are capable of really shows you how different the Clover Kingdom has been in the past. And I would be interested into seeing bits and pieces of that, because obviously if they were wizard kings and they led a certain way, that meant that the kingdom as a whole lived a different life. And we've seen that the Clover Kingdom has gotten better since season 1, like the beginning of season 1, where everybody looks down on peasants and stuff like that. It's clearly gotten a little bit better.
Right.
But how bad was it even prior to that? Because if it was bad enough for this man to lose his mind and say, you know what, genocide is the answer. We're going to start there. Like, not build up to that. We're just going to start there and run with it. It must have been pretty bad. Like,
absolutely.
Goodness gracious.
He couldn't wait to just start massacring the country, basically, or the world. Like, that was his, like, ooh, I can't wait. Like, wait till they see what I got in store.
He was giving Eisen vibes. He definitely was.
Yo.
He was like, yeah. Especially with his final transformation at the end of the movie where he's all like multicolored and he has like the halo in the back. I was like, if this ain't Eisen, I don't know what. And while he's fighting, he's like, no one can beat me. Why don't you understand? I am a god. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, like we've seen this already, but he did a really good job. But I really want to talk about the magic one, the former Wizard Kings. If my phone will flip over because their names are a lot. So you already mentioned the female Wizard King that fought Marileona. That battle started off very cool because everybody ends up breaking off, and most of them are group fights. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going by myself. And she shows up and she's like, girl, let's go.
What's good?
Let's go. What's good? You said it was on site. I'm here. What's up? And once again, she continues to show the hell out. But Miss Phoenicia Funny Bunny, which is a hilarious name for someone as wild as her. In my opinion, I feel like physically, she is the best Wizard King that we saw. In physically, when it comes to like a physical battle of strength, not on power or anything like that. Like, because we see her and her power is called Legion, and basically she can create like her own personal army, and she can control them with her magic power and stuff. But when she's fighting Marileona basically wipes all of them out and is like, I need hands. I need hands. So what we about to do? And she's like, you actually made me have to raise my fist for you. All right, cool. I'm excited. Let's go. And showed out. She showed out. I never thought that I would see someone be able to keep up with Mary Leona, but also keep that same energy. She had the exact, like, if Mary Leona had a twin, it would be this woman.
Kind of. That is like, she is like a mirror of her, but we know she was just having fun. Now, if they was like dead ass serious, oh my god, I'd pay for that fight. Like, not because Asta defeated old boy Conrad and then everybody had to disappear. No, I would pay to see them beginning to end serious. Like, okay, I get we having fun, but taking it to that next level, yeah.
So after she damn near gets pummeled at one point, she gets back up and we're like, okay, she ready for more. And she says something. I don't know if y'all picked up on it, because I picked up on it and I was like, what is she talking about? She says to Miss Funny Bunny here that she says to her that if she's not the best, if she's not the strongest, then she cannot continue to call a certain someone her rival.
Yes.
And she literally says a certain someone. And I'm like, who is the certain someone? Like, how does someone that powerful even have a rival? Who is your rival? I thought maybe it was her brother, but I thought she just would have said my brother.
No.
So I think she's talking about someone else.
I'm trying to remember if they mentioned it in the series or hinted at it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while.
Yeah, I just recently rewatched it and I don't remember. And it can't be Noelle's mom because she's gone. So, and she's never said that. She's never called her brother her rival throughout the show. Mm-mm. So she hasn't spoken of anyone else, and she's never expressed that she wants to be the Wizard King. So it's not Julius. So I think that was to give us a little hint on maybe what we'll get later on. I don't know if when we're gonna get another season after getting a movie like this. I think that's the only downside when we get a movie. It's all excitement and it's on a grander scale, and we get like a 2-hour movie, but then we're like, so when are we gonna get back to the main story?
Like, what now?
How long is that gonna take? What now? What am I supposed to do with myself? Like I said, I'm
sit here twiddling thumbs all over again.
The struggle.
We
also had, as the Wizard Kings, we had Jester Garandros, and he was known as the Mad King, and he has barrier magic. And basically, he can create all these crazy, powerful barriers, and he can also he can siphon magic of anything that's within those barriers and use it as a power boost, which I call that overpowered for no reason.
That's what I'm saying.
As you saw, he's hot. I thought he was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. But I like I love me a good villain. I like the chaos. Like he had a very chill attitude, and he said a lot of sassy things. But then when he had to get serious in the fight at the end, this nigga like ripped off his shirt and was like, "Y'all done pissed me off. I don't have to hold back anymore. I'm just gonna suck up all the magic in this barrier, and I'm about to destroy y'all. Because how dare you talk down to me?" I was like, and visually those fights were great. Even just the scale of how they made their magic look, they were able to make all of their magic look very unique and separate from them, but also separate from the current Magic Knights, because we saw it in. They mentioned it once before in the Elven arc that a lot of the magic abilities evolve. So people will get grimoires and it'll be a derivative from another form of magic. And so, we've seen people that can do barriers and stuff, but not really on this grand of a scale.
No. And
I thought it was cool because you don't sit there and you see these powers and you're like, oh, well, that's like this. Or, we have a guy that has ice magic. Well, that's nothing new. You see that in a bunch of different shows. Elemental magic is pretty common, but they did a really good job of making it very unique to the verse.
Okay, I see your point on that. It's valid.
I also like that he's calculating and strategic. Like he was able to see what people were getting ready to do before they did it. He counteracted a lot of different magical powers at once because he was going against he was going against he was going against Yuno. He was going against I think look. I don't know. I know all the Black Bulls went against the Ice Guy. So it was Noel. It was literally all of the Black Bulls fighting them. And then, the guy that did the barrier, they had Leo, basically all the other side characters that are friends with Asta, that's who call him.
Right.
And the Ice Guy, his name was Edward Avalanche. Oh, well, Avalanche, I think. That's how they pronounce it, but it's spelled Avalanche. He's a former Wizard King as well, and he has Ice Wedge magic. And that is a magic attribute that allows the user to generate and manipulate jagged ice. Not sure why. Well, I know he made a little sharp little things with the ice. Maybe that's what they mean by jagged. I don't really get that one.
No, but it was nice to see like Noel change his perspective before everything was said and done.
Right, because he was a noble too, and he said that it was really nice to see that even though she was a noble, he was pure of heart and her magic. Which, they mentioned that earlier when Conrad steals her magic. Conrad steals her magic at the lab, and he says to her that her magic is so pure, and that's why he wants to take it from her. And I think that's one of the reasons why Noelle is a lovable character, even though she's definitely a tsundere, but she's a lovable character because that deep down she has really strong caring feelings for the whole kingdom. And though she may verbally, she's kind of like Charlotte, like Captain Charlotte of the Blue Rose Knight, where she says like really harsh things, and then you get what they're saying.
And she loves him.
So in the fight with Conrad and the Wizard Kings in the beginning, they capture Yami, they capture Julius, the Wizard King, they capture who else? They captured Fuegoleon, Nozel, and I think that's it. But, we're constantly wondering, okay, where are the other Magic Knight captains? And right after Asta decided he was going to turn into Erwin from Attack on Titan and basically convince the last remaining Magic Knights to go to war against 4 overpowered Wizard Kings to their death. He was like, let's go. Then the captains show up and we find out that they were all on different missions and stuff. And conveniently, they get back at just the right time. You gotta love anime, man. And you see Charlotte saying, oh, well, we're not going to save them. And she's like, oh my God, thank God he's alive. I couldn't bear him dying. I haven't confessed my love yet.
That's her sneaky
like,
link,
girl,
her future sneaky link. She's not going to let that go.
I'm going to need her to just express her love. Like, your job is a magic knight. You literally risk your life every single day. Tomorrow is not promised, boo. You're going to look up and Yami going to be out of here. Well, no, you're not, because he's strong. She's gonna be out of here. That's why I said Yami's strong. Let's not speak that into the universe. She's gonna be out of here, and she's gonna be in purgatory somewhere. Like, damn, I could have moved on to heaven, but I have unfinished business. I never told Yami that I loved him. Like, girl, get it together, man.
All the way together.
And excuse me, poor freaking Hodge Village. Why is it that every time something major happens in the Clover Kingdom, somehow they end up in Hodge Village fucking shit up? Like this is Oscar and Yuno's home, right? And we all know that it has the demon skeleton outside. You would think that after the elves and after everything else that's going on in this show, that they would say, you know what? This always attracts bad shit. Maybe we should destroy this. Like, I get it. They're in the Forsaken realm and they're poor they're already poor and in the boonies. Like, why do they barely have magic power? Why are y'all leaving this thing out here for them to constantly get attacked? Why won't y'all get rid of it? Put it in a research lab somewhere where it's better defended. It's just like, we're just going to leave it out here, and every time something bad happens,
it is what it is.
That's really what they did.
But, I mean, let's admit, Asta's Captain Sable, so pretty much they ain't got to worry about nothing.
But I feel like that's going to become a problem, because we saw it in the Elf arc where they were leaving the fortress and trying to get back to the capital. And Yuno and Asta was like, that's our home village. We got to dip. Sorry. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to keep going. You can go and save your hometown. And so then they dipped out for a minute and went to Hodge to save Hodge. Like, two of your strongest magic knights always got to save their hometown. The disrespect, the level of disrespect. And Yuno's like, well, Yuno's not in this movie a vice captain, but no, yes he is. Yes he is. Yeah, he's already the vice captain in that. Like, he's the vice captain of the strongest magic knight squad, the Golden Dawn. And y'all can't protect this man's village?
I think
y'all can't send no extra reinforcements?
I'm going to be honest. I think it's biased. After seeing Black Wolves and how they get down, they're just elite. That's all that is.
And
I don't think they're the strongest, but they're elite.
Oh yeah, they show up and show out. They come to mess and shit up, for real. Oh, yeah. So Shar, you don't really watch Black Clover, right?
Nah.
Not yet.
Yeah, there you go.
So right. So I was gonna say, would you watch it after this?
Yeah. I said I'd watch it. Like, it made me want to, watch the whole series and see how it plays out and what all these characters you guys keep naming are and like what they
I was about to say, I'm gonna stop spoiling stuff. I want you to enjoy that.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to, so since we all love Yami, I wrote down one of his quotes from the movie and it spoke to me. And I'm gonna read it to y'all word for word. Mm-hmm. So when he is saved by Yuno, when all the magic knights that were captured are saved by Yuno, he says to him, "Not too shabby, pretty boy, but points docked for being so rough. You're supposed to be gentle with the damsel in distress. I'm a Virgo, after all. Poor form."
Yeah, I like that.
I got that.
I love that. I love that they did not disappoint in all all of Yami's little quips that he has. I love this because I knew Yami was a Virgo because Virgo gang over here. So I already knew that, but he also says something to Nozel when they finally see that the Wizard King is back. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot that when the last time Nozel saw him, he shit his pants and cried like a baby. And he didn't even look towards him, but he said, 'Say one more word and I will bury you and I will drown you in mercury.'" And so I love that we still get that banter that you only get rarely in the show because you don't always see them interacting because they're all like on their own missions doing their own thing. So I like that we got a substantial amount of that throughout the movie to where we didn't feel like the movie was too serious or
Captain Yami without mentioning taking a dump.
Taking a dump. Man, that man
is forever on
what he eats. I don't know how much what was what's the yogurt that Jamie Lee Curtis used to promote? for like digestion.
Oh God.
I cannot think of it right now, but I'm like, do you use that? Because how do you use the
Activia
bathroom
or
that much?
something like that.
Activia. Activia? I think it was Activia.
Oh God.
He eats Activia every day. Another thing that I don't know if you noticed, Shar, that's really awesome about Black Clover, and you're gonna see it more throughout the show, but we saw it here in the movie with different characters, and it's honestly my favorite is the way they call out their spells. So they always say what type of magic they have, and then and then like whatever that particular spell is. And I feel like in anime, Black Clover does not disappoint in this, because when you hear legion magic, endless domination, that shit sounds like you're about to die.
Yeah.
It is fire, but if I heard that, I would be like, oh my God, I'm about to die.
I messed up. Can we do this over
Mariona?
again? No, I'm saying like, can we do this over again? Because I messed up.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I didn't mean any of what I did or said leading up to this. I'm sorry.
Not at
I'm
all.
just gonna go over here and mind my business. So I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Also, Mary Leona had a good one too when she was fighting Funny Bunny, because her last name is easier to say. But she goes flame magic, Kalitos Brachium Purgatory, and when she did that freaking move, her flames turned. Did y'all notice her flames turned blue?
Yeah.
Like they like got really big and they turned blue, and we had never seen that before. And technically, like blue flames are hotter than red flames, which we see in like My Hero and stuff with Dobby. Another dog. Hey, y'all know I like the problem children, okay?
Of course.
But Funny Bunny, she gives me S-Def vibes.
Yeah.
Like when she turned up everything from her look, so when she was like, "Oh, this is the most fun I've had ever. Let's fight." She turned into S-Def. I was like,
yep.
Woo. She said round 2. And then moved after she knocked the shit out of her. She said that it was like round 2. And it started going out. I was like, basically half of the movie, I was like this.
Yeah. And it wasn't overkill with the fight scenes, I don't feel. It was just enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it was good. The you know, did y'all hear the ending song? Well, you haven't watched Black Clover, but the ending song was called Here I Stand by Treasure. And that was the same person that did Beautiful, which was the final ending song from last season. So they brought him back, which I thought was cool. The animation was crystal clear. The details and the emblems and the clothing, everything was impeccable. If you had to rank the movie out of 10, what do you give it? Let's start with Sharp.
I'd give it in like a solid 8.
Why 8?
Just because I did like it, but I think I feel like I gotta watch the actual anime to like get some of the relationships in it.
Right.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Honestly, if I didn't know some of the characters, I'd probably do that as well. What about you, Aisha?
I loved it. There were just a couple of hiccups, so I personally, I'll give it a 9.4.
Not a 9.5 and 9.4.
Almost a 9.5, but we're going to go 9.4. Just for personal tidbits, I was just like, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So overall, great movie. Just personal little.
I would do that too. I'd probably give it a 9.5, just for, like I said, certain things were just so unnecessary. Oh, sending them to the research lab was something that was that easily destroyed, and it was a prototype. It was like, what was the point? Doing all the stuff that they did to achieve peace, and then he finally gets clarity, he gets defeated, and all of them are just like, you know what? I'm okay with being defeated. We're here for you in the spirit realm. Like, what? It was just almost like they decided, okay, we've had enough of this. We've given the fans more than enough. Here, let's end this, and let's make everybody okay with it. Like, typically you get a villain that's like, no, I don't want to go. No, you didn't defeat me. You know, something, and they were just like, okay, well, we'll go now. See you later.
They made
so
peace.
I was probably giving 9.5 just for that. Yeah. So I was just, oh yeah, and then the sword that everybody's been doing with, then that's somehow destroyed now too. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd give it a 9.5. So that is what we have for you when it comes to the Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King movie. Oh, before we go, I just want to say this, fans, we gotta celebrate this movie for rising to the number two spot on the Netflix list of top 10, proving that not only an anime is fire, but it also shows us how mainstream it has become, even in a world dominated by Western media. Regardless of not having a theatrical release, the film reached audiences globally with positive reception. So we got to give a huge shout out to the brilliant minds of the people involved that gave us an excellent anime movie. So cheers to you guys, and cheers to everybody that went and watched it. Hopefully we get more and more anime movies in the future. Now that we've gotten all the hard work out of the way, now we get to get into it's time to play. Okay, so we are going to do a blind husbando ranking. If you don't know what a husbando is, it is basically the male equivalent of a waifu. So when you're simping for your waifus like Esdeath or Urza or something like that, there are also male characters that people simp for as well. And of course, we're the same. It's actually become a very popular trend recently on TikTok. I know you've seen it, where you get a random thing and you got to rank them from 1 through 10. And that's basically what we're about to do. So let's get into it. Ooh,
that's how we're starting it.
Hey, that was crazy that they're starting it there. And you know what? I knew this was going to happen because for whatever reason, people think that we only like toxic men or men that have white or red hair. And they're not wrong, but
right
to give, right? So out of 1 to 10, we're just going to go around. So we're going to start with Aisha and then we'll end with me and then we'll just keep going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where are you putting them?
For Kakashi Sensei? Okay, at least 3. Because 1 is top dog, right? I put Kakashi as my number 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to make that. As much as I love him.
Look at her. She's like, I'm about to be problematic.
I mean, listen, Kakashi's my number 1.
I have a feeling they're gonna pull some stuff out.
I was gonna grab my pillow, but it's all the way over there. But yeah, I'll do my Funko Pops. Kakashi's my number 1.
I'm gonna put Kakashi at 6.
What?
I know. Don't get me wrong. I love Kakashi. Do not get me wrong. But I've watched a lot of anime, and though I love white-haired characters and red-haired characters, I'm also a sucker for just characters that look typically Asian. Really good characters that have dark hair, just good-looking characters like that, like Nox from that's the vice captain of the Black Bull. Char, Google him. He's fine. All right, so who's up next? Let's see. Draken from Tokyo Revengers. See, and that's why you got to put people somewhere in the middle. This one's a tough one. Oh, I love me a bad boy too. But are we counting that they're technically teenagers? Like, can
that's
we ignore
the problem
that?
I have.
Ignore that? Can we ignore that?
If we're ignoring it, okay.
Let's ignore it? I feel like we should, because in the show, they do show us their older counterparts as well. Oh, he's of age. Okay, well, we can do it. Let's go.
Okay. So, 4.
I like 4. Okay.
I'll give him 4. Between the badass attitude and the tattoo, yeah.
Yes, those are the benefits. I'm gonna place him at 5. I'm gonna do 5.
Okay, so I put Kakashi at 6. Do I like Draken more than Kakashi? I feel like I have to save some spots for other white-haired characters. So, like higher spots. So I don't know if I want to put. I will put him at 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him at 7. I feel like I got more space. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at 7. Even though I think I like, I'm gonna put him at 5 because I like Draken. Looks wise and personality wise more than Kakashi.
He's up there.
Definitely the personality alone. Yeah. Like I said, I like the bad boy, but he has a good heart. So that's I like a bad boy that has a good heart. I want someone that loves their family and wants to have a family and stuff like that, but is also like, I'll kill a nigga too.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want like a hood church man. That's what I want. like he got it on his head if need be, or he'll throw them hands if need be. But that's what I want in my life. So who's up next? This is easy for me, but y'all can go because I feel like this is hard for y'all. Oh, it's not? Oh, good. Okay, what is it? What's your answer? Because it's not hard for me either. Down. Where is it?
He's down on the list. 9?
Okay.
As much as I hear people like him and stuff, it never really appeared to appeal to me. I'm gonna put him at 10. I never.
Yeah. The only reason I never got into it either, but I didn't watch the anime, and it's just not something that I'm rushing to get to right now. I'm trying to catch up on One Piece, so I can't add on no more older anime until I catch up. Until I get to Wano, where I won't even cosplay One Piece until I get to Wano. So I'm gonna put him at 9 only because I feel like we're gonna get someone random, and I'm gonna need to put them in 10. So I'm gonna put him at 9. That's what we're gonna do.
That works for me.
Let's see who's up next.
Oh, listen,
baby freaking daddy. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I put Kakashi so low. He up there. I just got excited. Like a little. Time to rank them.
I'll let y'all go first for this one.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say he'll be my number 2.
He'll be your number 2?
Because I already practiced 1, so I can't go back right now. But
I'm gonna put him at 3 because I did 6 and 7, right? I did 6 and 7. I'll give him a 3. 4. I lied. I'm gonna give him 4. I love him, but I just don't know who's coming up next. So it's like, what if I get my baby? Which I doubt, because a lot of my main favorites aren't like everybody else's. So. But I'm gonna put him at. Did I say 4 or 5?
You said 4. First you said 3, then you said 4.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's 5 for me.
I like his attitude. His attitude goes high for me.
His personality is everything, but his strength too, like how he can switch. I love how they do that in that show where they'll be super funny or super chill, but then when they showcase their strength and you realize like Buddha doesn't give a shit. He's like, don't make me pull the sucker out my mouth because once I do, it's a problem. And I was here for it. He is easily visually my favorite character of both seasons. So that's what Record of Ragnarok. If you haven't seen it, that's also on Netflix. All right, what's next? Oh, yummy. See, that's all you gotta see. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I was waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's obvious for me.
He's your one?
That's my top dog. That's my boo thing. Sneaky Lee.
Okay.
If we could just keep him out of the bathroom, we'd be on point.
Hey. I was about to say something. I'm gonna give myself in trouble. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Cause your girl's a little kinky.
Only because I don't know him like that yet. I'm gonna put him at 6.
I think that's a good number for someone that doesn't know. Because if you just look at him, he just looks like a scruffy built guy. Like he's good looking, but not exceptionally good looking. So I can see that. I'm gonna give him. Shoot, I just gave him 4. I wish I would have moved that to 5, so I could have made him 4. I'm gonna give him.
Really, Otis?
Yami's gonna get 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Buddha is sexier. Now, personality-wise, if I could have switched it, I would have put Yami and then Buddha, but I can't switch my ranking, so I have to put him either higher or lower. And if I put him at 3, then that means I only have 2 more people left, and we're going through at least 10 people. So he gotta be 5. Unfortunately, I would have made him my 4. This is why you gotta be careful on these blind rankings because you can't change it. Who's up next? And see, there we go. There we freaking go. Hello, Bon.
I'm scared who's coming up next. So he's either going to be my number 2 or my number 6. I'm scared because I don't know who else is popping up. So it's like,
Let me write down where all my people at.
That's what I've been keeping track of. Like, shoot. Okay, you know what? I'll just say number 6 because I have no clue who's coming up. And there's still a few people who could beat him in my book. So we're going to say number 6 for me. 7. Just in case.
Yeah. I feel like there's some that can go before him for me, so I'm gonna do 7.
Everybody down there thinking.
Because I'm also trying to look at the rank. Okay, how many I have left?
We have 4 left.
No, we gotta have more than 4 left.
Well, at least to make a top 10.
Yeah, it's 4.
Really? What numbers have I done? 5 and 6.
You haven't done
9.
1, 2, 10, and something else.
Who was my 7 then? Who have we done besides Yami, Kakashi, Buddha, Sesshomaru?
I forgot already.
I'm still probably that's because that would determine if I put Bon at 3 or 7. I kind of want to put him at 3. Let's just put him at 3 so we can move on. I'll figure it out. Because I feel like I'm missing one.
Your paper.
I don't know. Where did you put your people? I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let's go on to the next one. See,
Eight. That would be my number 8.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to go back to it so I could see that.
Yeah, I just feel like there's more that can be above him, so he has to fall into 8.
I feel like I'm missing someone because I would put him at 7, but if there's only 4 left, then I missed a person. Like I'm not thinking of I'm just gonna put him at 7. If I put someone at 7 already, then he's 8. Whatever.
Aww.
Did I just miss one?
Yeah, it was what's his name from Spy Family?
10.
10. Oh, okay. What do I have open? 9.
I'm gonna put him at 8 if I have an 8 left. Like I said, I still haven't figured out what person we did that I'm missing.
Because I'm down to my last 2.
Which ones did you use? Do you have who you put?
I can't always remember names, so I put shows in the spot.
That'll help me out.
So dude from Spy Family, I put as 10. Or let me start from the top. Captain Yami is my number 1. 2 is out. Kakashi was 3. Tokyo Revengers dude. I just spaced on his name. 4.
That's who I'm missing. Okay. That's who I'm missing. I don't remember where I put him. I think I messed something up. Maybe I put Draken as 7. All right, we're good. We can keep it moving. I knew we were speaking. Oh, baby daddy.
But you have to share with him.
Yep, and I don't
like to share.
Hell no, not at all. So he gets to go as my 10 just for that alone. I don't give a damn.
I'm scared who this last person is.
Right.
Because if I put him at my 6, that leaves my number 2 spot still open.
Wait, what? That's really off. What the hell?
I'll take a gamble. I'll make him my number 6.
I only have 3 and 4 open. I'll give him 4.
Okay. And Miss Moonbeam.
It's my list is showing that I have 1, 2, and 10 left. So I don't really know what's happening here. But there's a lot. A lot of confusion. Now I'm like, I don't know. I know my 1 and 2 spot are definitely open. But which means that I must have used up my 10 somewhere. And I just put them in the wrong order. So I guess he's gonna have to be my 2 if we only got 1 left after this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he's my 2. I started writing this down.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I will take that as my number 2. We're good.
I thought it was. All right.
Yeah, like it worked out. It worked out. But this proves the Amazing Spider Cam's thought that we only like white-haired people, because then that would mean that like my top 3 is Gojo, Tengen, and Bond.
I got Captain Yami as my top dude. Mine's a little diverse.
I still don't know who I put at 10. I think Sesshomaru was supposed to be 10, and I put someone else at 9. But yeah, that's that.
That was a little stressful.
For you guys?
It was.
That was stressful.
It was a little stressful.
I don't like that. I do not like that at all.
I took a gamble and it paid off.
That was a lot. So before we leave, we have a new thing where we're doing like a question of the day. And the question of the day is for you guys, but we're also going to answer it as well. Do you prefer a great story or great characters when watching a new anime?
Shoot. You want to start us off, Char? Because this is...
For me, of course they go hand in hand. I think great characters are more important, or that I prefer, because to me, if it's like a mediocre story, you have great characters, it can possibly like lift up the story. But if you have mediocre characters in a great story, it brings the story to me. So I think the characters are what helps it. You can have a great story and it just falls on great characters.
That's a great point, because I think I was looking at it from the opposite perspective until you said it like that, because I am a story-driven person. I don't really care. Like, there are certain shows that have a crap ton of good characters or interesting characters, but I'm like, the story is mid. Oh, great example, Slayer. For for me, Dragon Ball. Actually, let's not even use Demon Slayer because I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. Let's deal with Dragon Ball Z, which is arguably not necessarily any better, but we have characters that we fell in love with. They're great characters, but the story is like, man, do we continue to watch for those characters that we love and the development that we have gotten? Yeah. But when it comes down to like ranking that anime naturally gets put lower than the shows that have better storyline. So I think for me, I want a better storyline, and I can just have. I don't even mind if they're like typecast or they're typical type of characters. If the story really like speaks to me where I can't put it down, but I've definitely had shows that have really interesting characters that I'm like, oh, I want to know more about them, but I'm like, I'm not even watching this at this point for the main plot. I want to know more about the character.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd go the opposite.
I'm going story. I need a great story. Because if you have great characters and a crappy story, I'm not going to know it because I'm not going to watch it.
Right. You're going to get bored fast.
Like,
at least for me.
Good example. I can't say it's a good example, but just an example. Uncle from Another World. Characters are probably cool, but the story, I was just like
get to something.
If we didn't have to watch it for a review, I would not have continued.
And that was a freaking struggle.
But see, to me, even in that, if those characters were like, to me, those characters were kind of mediocre too, though. I didn't think those were.
They were less than mediocre.
It was bad and bad on both ends to me. But yeah. So, yeah. It does go hand in hand. So I'd rather have good characters and a good story, of course. But either one could only take you so far.
True.
If you have either one, it's kind of like you need both. You have to have both.
Hey, BMT.
I agree. Well, that's about all we got for you guys today. I haven't even hung out with my papa today for Father's Day because I'm here doing. I'm at my grandmother's house, so I've seen him, but I haven't That's why I had to stop the camera because my mom was like, "We're opening gifts, so where's your stuff?" And then she was like trying to have a small conversation. I'm like, "Girl, I'm on the show." Anyways. So if you didn't say Happy Father's Day to your fathers or your father figures, don't forget to before the end of the day. Thank you once again for choosing to be here with us during Father's Day because we all know that you could be doing a lot of other things. So thank you for joining us. Also, do not forget to follow, share, and subscribe on all social media platforms at The Blurred Cartel, also blurred.com and Blurred Official on YouTube. And once again, I am Ebony_Moonbeam on all social media platforms. You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, all of the above. I'm a cosplayer, baby cosplayer, but a cosplayer nonetheless. Follow me because next weekend I have a con, so I'll be dropping 2 new cosplays as well as adding some of the stuff that I have procrastinated on and not posted for you guys. So please follow me. We also have Aisha over here.
Yes, Aisha Morgan. If you don't find me under that, it will be educated_angel. And I'm pretty much on everything.
And I'm Honey Char, ACharOfHoney. You can find me at ACharOfHoney on all platforms: Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and everything. I've been streaming and everything else on Twitch. So yeah, I am ACharOfHoney again. Like a jar of honey, only sweeter.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for an awesome show. And we will see you guys next Sunday, same time, same place. Love you guys.